It's amazing how God does His greatest works in our life during the winter season of our life. If you're feeling stuck in the cold, you're feeling the endless winter. So if you're feeling like life is empty right now, I just want you to have it at the back of your mind that God does the most during the winter season of our life. Hey my love, welcome and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to talk about the ongoing winter hack challenge that is going on TikTok, on most social medias, but I think it's more on the TikTok than any other social media. So I said let me bring it down here on the YouTube for us. And for this particular video, it was not really trending, it didn't even have much views. It was about the Christian aspect of the whole the TikTok ongoing challenge. That struck a word into me, and I was like, let me share this on the channel. So if you're thinking about to strive well in the winter hack or how to come out stronger, I would advise you watch this video till the end. So the winter hack is that tough low point of our life. It's often the time that builds the resilience in us, and this can look like either the loss of job, trying to pull off some weight, feeling distant from God, a point we lose family or friends. It could also be heartbreak. The Bible said in His word that through everything there is a season, which explains that winter is also part of the season that God has ordained for us. It's actually part of God's plan, growth, and purpose for our life. We can take the story of David, for instance, where he was actually anointed at the time he was little, where Samuel went and anointed him that he's going to be a king. This same David had to run for his life away from Saul, hiding in caves, in cold winters. I'm very sure most of us know what it means to be hiding from someone that is planning to kill you. So that was not the good time of his life, but that particular time was the time that God was trying to prepare him to lead Israel in humility and strength. Psalm 34 verse 17 to 18 says that the righteous cry out and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their trouble, which is to tell us that there's no season, there's no phase in our life that God is not present. And this is a reminder for us that God is always present with us in that particular situation that we might think He's not there, that we might feel like, oh, we are alone. No, He's trying to tell us that He hears us. So there was this particular time that my finance was crumbling, relationship was crumbling, and I had the worst phase. I had the toughest time. Even it was affecting my faith at that time. Looking back now, I feel like that was God trying to distract me, trying to tell me that I should completely rely on Him. And that actually brought me closer to God. So winter time is more like the time we should rely wholly, like that's the time we should rely on God the most. During the winter hack is when God removes those things that are no longer serving us, the thing that we still find okay with. It's toxic relationship that you're finding hard to let go. Or it might be that job that just doesn't give that fulfillment. So most time during the winter hack is the time that God is trying to remove things. He's trying to remove things that does not serve His own purpose in our life. But we do not see it that way. So most times he's always using it to build that resilience, that strength, that humility, that dependency on Him. Because it's during that time, it's during the toughest time that we get to know that we have a God most times, that we run back to Him, especially when we've been distracted from Him with the hustle and bustling of life. This time God used that to prepare us to get closer to Him also. Also learned that God also used winter hack to give us rest. I feel like He's always using that to give us space to pause and trust in Him, more like to rest in Him. Winter time are the time that the farmers let the soil to rest. I don't know if you get that. Like that's the period that there's no cultivation, and that's the time that the soil is trying to gather its own nutrients for the next planting season. I feel like that's the time that God is trying to prepare our hearts for the fruitfulness ahead. If you feel like you've been distracted from Him during this winter season of your life, during this tough season of your life, this is the time to get closer to Him, to draw near to God, either through the scriptures, either through prayer, Isaiah 41 verse 10, and it says that, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and I will help you." Don't be afraid. I am with you. Like, I'm ready to help you. You just need to rely on me. You just need to come close to me. So one of the ways to thrive in winter season is to draw closer to God. So the number 2 ways to thrive in winter hack is to reflect on God's faithfulness from the past. This might involve you getting a journal, listing out the things that God has done for you in the past, like how He has handled those issues, how He has manifested Himself. So you might want to reflect on that. You don't have to do this alone. That is one thing you should understand also, that there are also brethren that are also going through the same thing. So you might want to involve either in your church community, Bible-based believing community that you might want to join. And this tells you that you're not alone. There are others also that are going through the same thing, and how God has been coming through for them. It will also help to strengthen your faith during the winter hack. So another way to thrive in the tough season of our life is to trust the process. Romans 8:28 says that, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him." Yeah, fill your heart with God's love and let Him be the total control. Let Him be the driver. So God doesn't waste any winter season in our lives. So every prayer, every tears, every sleepless night, so it all has a purpose. So you want to trust Him. So you have to trust Him and let Him take over the wheel. In our next video, we'll be talking about the spring hack, how to recognize God when He's opening a new door and prepare you for a season of growth. If you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram, I will leave my handle there for us to recreate our own winter hack challenge in the Christian way, so we can share how God has been working in our own life during the winter hack season.